Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to Wrestle AM, half morning show, half wrestling show, all BS. I am the huge one.
BS.
I am the huge one, aka the idiot Dave Koco from Koco Plays on YouTube. He is SidsLight from Tales from the Trash Can, and we here getting ready. Big week, tons of stories, lots going on. What's going on, Sid?
I also have a YouTube too.
Yeah, you find him at SidsLight on anything. Me, KocoSports, or Koco Plays on anything. Go look.
We have a new layout. Our names are on it.
I know.
I think my name is above me.
It is.
Am I looking at my name on your thing?
You are. It's 100%. You got it, dude.
Cool.
At KocoSports at SidsLight.
Am I looking at you right now?
Yes. It's kind of
Nice.
awkward. You're looking at me like you want to seduce me.
I would, but I don't want to sink to the Marine level. They're dirty. I don't know where they've been.
For the record, I'm Marine Corps infantry. He's Army infantry. We're veterans. Let's break it down. Sometimes you're wanted, sometimes you're not. CM Punk to WWE seems like a no-go. Giggling.
It's been the funniest thing ever. Did you continue? This is gonna be fun.
So there's reports. There's, of course, they're working you crowd. They're working you. He'll be at Survivor Series. There's that crowd.
Sure.
But here's the thing. I sometimes don't agree with Booker T 98.9% of the time. You have to be a villain when me and Booker T look at each other and go, yeah, I get it. Booker T was basically like, and I don't understand this because a lot of WWE fans are like, WWE, they could handle CM Punk. What happened last time? What happened last time? And
they handled him.
Yeah, and Booker T said it best. He's like, he got fired from WWE. He got fired from AEW. It's not like he's coming back crystal clean, professional, and all that. And it's got to be one of those things, too, like, you have to learn that you're the problem. You get, like, fired, and it's okay to be the problem. It's okay to be the problem child, but you have to fucking realize it. You can't be fired from, like, 6 different fucking companies. See if the UFC will take him back. But you can't be fired from 6 different fucking companies and be like, still be the victim. But like, you guys don't understand. Everyone's after me. It's like, you just have to live in the fucking real world. It's okay to be an asshole. It's, hey, I don't want to fucking deal with this. All right, sure. But that's the part I don't get. I don't get. But if he does show up and he worked you, was the worth it? And who knows? And here's the thing. I used to be a big CM Punk guy. I still kind of root for the guy a little bit, but you could root for someone and go, that guy's a fucking idiot. Now, human beings can do that. Sweaties, on the other hand, might not be able to handle that. But here's the thing. Rebounds. Go to Impact. Go to NWA. Start your own promotion. I don't know. Nowadays, especially with, IP jackers, getting money from your father and buying it in New York City and pretending you didn't get it from your father, getting money from your panda loving energy, like rich people, IP jackers, do something brave and go out on your own and do it yourself. I mean, CM Punk could probably sell out Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Go out there, do your own shit, CM Punk. Prove to the world. And here's the thing.
I don't know if he could anymore. He had that crowd was not as rebellious that AEW right after he got fired as it would have been before.
Oh yeah. It was kind of like, I was at Pro Wrestling Noah and I wanted G-Man to be a ring announcer. And I was like, G-Man. And just an employee came by and he's like, G-Man's not working tonight. What do you want to do about that? And I was like, all right, G-Man.
In reality, G-Man was back there. He's like, I hate that guy.
G-Man's not Japanese. What is it with the accent?
Please don't make him stupid shit for me. Make him stupid.
According to SidsLight, that's what everyone sounds like living in Japan, even if they're not Japanese.
I'm not good at accents, so I'm
Well,
practicing.
you don't have to
haven't heard
do an
my
accent.
Irish.
90%
I
of people
have
don't
to
have to.
if I'm talking as a Japanese person.
Yeah,
I
well,
gotta
don't.
do a
You're a
Japanese
raccoon. Don't
accent.
talk as a Japanese person. Look, CM Punk's gonna get us canceled.
Maybe I'm a
Th- th-
Japanese
This
raccoon.
this is going right to CM Punk. He's gonna like look at Twitter and be like, CM Punk, you're a god. Tell me what to do. And now we're canceled because of a raccoon trying to do accents. Do you feel fucking bad about yourself? Listen,
No.
dude. Listen, dude. Like,
It
just
wasn't
go
a
with it.
hateful accent. It was just accurate.
When SidsLight gets canceled off 6 podcasts,
It'll be okay.
it'll be okay. I'll just start a podcast in Chicago.
Just become a different animal.
You're like, surprise! You'll never see it coming.
Now let's get that evil raccoon out of there. Today I'm a raptor.
And
Team
you're-
Raptor Man.
And you're like, well, we solved that case. Oh, man.
Canceled him.
Yeah. So CM Punk, we wish you nothing but the best. If they worked us, I don't know. Just
Hold
like,
on,
what would be the
I
response?
didn't really even get to talk about this. Let's
Yeah.
not end it yet. Hold on.
Well, I gotta go to the next segment, buddy. What do you got to say?
No, we don't. This isn't how podcasts work.
It's like the
Damn
next
it, it's
segment we
not-
go.
You don't introduce a topic, talk about it while I go, oh yeah, okay, and agree, and or give affirmations that I'm listening, and then once you're done, be like, and let's move on to the next topic. Like, what is this?
I gave
This
my
isn't-
piece. I
This
wish
is
CM
called
Punk.
Wrestle AM. It's not called Sid listens to Coco AM.
All I'm saying-
Giggity dog.
All I'm saying is I gave my piece. You
I
were getting us
fuck- I-
canceled, and I'm like, next topic.
I see you wanted to move along from the cancellation, but let's focus on this.
All right, what's your hot take? Are they working us, brother? Are they working us?
I think there's no shot they're working us. The man lost all leverage he had after getting fired from AEW. You can no longer threaten with the second company when they know the second company doesn't want you. Which, he had reduced leverage before, but Tony Khan is allegedly a mark for him. So that probably didn't matter. I mean, if rumors are true that he really was chanting CM Punk as he went by, then he probably didn't care that WWE didn't want him and still gave him what he thought he was worth. Which, good on him, I guess. Not business savvy, but good. Says the raccoon. But I don't understand why CM Punk had his personal dirt sheet guy trying to pressure WWE into hiring him with like, oh, CM Punk's gonna be there. But to me, it feels like WWE had Booker T do that and put out their statements as a way to squash it and be like, no, seriously, he's not showing up.
Yeah. And if he does, will there be a pop? Will we get excited? Because it's one of those things.
People will get excited no matter what.
Maybe.
The average wrestling fan, the one that's not listening to podcasts, they're not reading dirt sheets, they're not keeping up with the wrestling news, they're watching just the TV. Those ones who never really followed the AEW, they don't care. They're just like, oh yeah, CM Punk, and that's a good chunk of their viewership. That's kind of like
a lot of casuals.
Is to get a lot of casual viewership.
Yeah, they're like, casuals all that matter. We won.
Yeah, I think he gets the casual pop still.
Yeah. Well, it would be great. It would be great to see him do something on his own. It'd be great to see him. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's our next segment, so I'm sorry. I'm not to be spoiler, but with the whole Triple H being knighted thing as the booker, I wonder if the timing of we were in talks switching to it's definitely not happening is similar to Triple H officially more or less becoming the booker for sure, and he shut it down, and he's like, nope, not happening.
Yeah. And it is the next segment. Triple H is in charge of creative. Vince McMahon, I think, has been bamboozled, and I've always been saying this for a while. Triple H creative better than Vince creative by a lot, and now it just seems like the investors and all that are like, yeah, Triple H is in charge now, and it gives us hope as wrestling fans. And I just think he puts on a way better product overall, and it's got to be good.
He does, but I it's worth pointing out, I think, Vince McMahon is still worth utilizing for his knowledge in certain ways. If you could keep him on and is in a like an advisory role where he can give you guys like input or ideas and you can use them or not use them, he's probably still really valuable. Does he have a lot of misses? Yeah. But sometimes he has some crazy good hits,
All
like
right,
the Bloodline.
all right. Let's rewind to it. Do you see Vince McMahon taking second fiddle and being like, "Hey, Triple H, I just got a couple ideas. Here you go. Hey, here's some
No,
advice."
no, but if you could utilize him in that role, I think he's still very useful in that role.
I'll be honest, I don't think so. I think,
Really?
yeah,
He created Judgment Day, created the
yeah, but
Bloodline.
no, I just,
Like he still has some good ideas.
yeah, but the thing is, you can have an idea. You'd be like, well, I got an idea. It's about an orphan who loses his fucking family and he dresses up as a bat and flies around. Well, yeah, but okay, cool. Go make that into a fucking hundred series comic book. I don't know. I think he should get a lot of credit for WrestleMania. He should get a lot of credit for his marketing, but storytelling is fucking weak sauce. And I think Triple H does it better, and I think Triple H can bring it home better. And
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying an advisory type role
yeah,
because
I don't think
I don't think he can paint the whole picture anymore. But I think he can definitely give you a few high notes to add to it. I think you go to him with, all right, this is the idea we've got. This is what we're running with. I think he could give you a few ways to spike up different parts of it and make it a little better.
yes, I
But
100%.
then again, you have Heyman on contract, so
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. Now, in your head, imagine a scenario. Is Vince doing that?
do I think Vince would easily go with it? No.
I don't think Vince would
But
do it at all.
if I were them, the way I would do it, I would make it so that he has to pitch his ideas through Paul Heyman.
Yeah, he's
Paul
not.
Heyman would get a sick joy in it, and it would make it worth it for Paul. And Vince would have to either do it or leave it alone.
I love that you're painting Vince McMahon as this chihuahua. Like, I'm ready to help. I'm all about fucking a team effort here. What's going on, guys? Oh, man,
No,
that's a
I
great
just
idea.
think
It's like,
he's manipulative enough that if he sees the door, he'll use that door until he realizes that it's not a real door.
I don't think so. I just think it's just fucking, he's going to headbutt. He's just going to butt heads over and over and over and over and
We
over
can only
again.
talk to Paul Heyman.
Yeah, oh, and that's going to work out great. Paul Heyman's the perfect fucking guy to handle rosters.
That's why it's great.
All right, listen, I know you're
Then
fucking
you don't have to
casting.
hear any of it.
I know you're casting this fucking NBC reality TV show, but they
Yeah,
have to
it's gonna
run
be
a
good.
billion-dollar business. Okay.
And they could do that off the back of Vince McMahon
No, it's over.
and Paul Heyman riding him.
Say thanks to Vince. Give him a fucking hat. Say, yep, you did it without your father. Got it. Wink.
You
And
want
then
Vince
say
to
thanks
die?
for WrestleMania. No. I want him to retire, live happily ever after. I mean, what is it with the internet? I know you're being sarcastic, but that happens a lot. You're like, hey, I didn't like Kevin Kelly during the G1. You want him dead? Oh, man, I'm never a big fan of JR. You want him dead? It's like,
Who doesn't?
who the fuck? What the fuck? Fucking internet.
Right.
Dude. Anyway, no, I do not want Vince McMahon to die. I want him to hand it over to Triple H, and I believe Triple H can make an event. He can make a show that is worthy of pro wrestling fans and sports entertainment fans. Because let's be honest, WWE sweaties, sports entertainment fans, and casual fans do not matter. They're gonna like anything. It's fucking. Can you get those three fucking idiot groups and people that like have a higher standard? That's what you have to try to do. Because the hardcore fans don't matter. Marvel, DC. Yeah, exactly. So you could see an entertainment company crumble by shitting on the fucking hardcore fans. Because the people that go, Ant-Man was pretty fucking great, are the same people that go, John Cena's a fucking goat. They're easy. You just have a fucking bright light. Like, here you go. Ready? Let's
Was
attract
Ant-Man
them.
good?
No, it was the fucking worst. But there you go. Oh, look at the shiny bright light. Do you see the shiny bright light? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the best. I'm doing that while holding up an apple. Hilarious.
I can't see the apple.
I was mocking people for fucking falling for marketing while holding up an apple. But those people are easy to get. They're fucking easy as fuck. The problem is you have to get the hardcore people that do it, and then you get everyone happy. Because you can only call people assholes for so long before the casuals go, oh yeah, this is bad. That's it. That's it. You can only, like, there's only so many times you can do it. And like, oh yeah, this ain't that good. It ain't that good.
Yeah, before it's like, oh, this is actually mediocre.
Yeah, but Triple H, on the other hand, with black and yellow NXT, here and there. Now, granted, is it a lot slower? Yeah, it is. But you're trying to make a product for everyone. And Vince has already made a perfect marketing company.
I think the way Triple H books also is more favorable toward reducing a roster size.
Yeah. And
he can thrive with a smaller roster, which, if you're looking to cut cost, is undeniably a massive strength.
Yeah, 100%. And not that, but we previously on Wrestle AM, we just ranked the rosters. It was fucking overwhelming. There's a lot of people on these rosters. AEW and WWE are so fucking bloated. It's insane. Insane.
Mm-hmm.
And if Triple H can do it with way less people, then do it. You know, a big chunk of the fan base are only going to follow letters. Like, if you like Randy Orton and Randy Orton leaves, you're going to betray him. Because most fans don't have that. No, I'm saying fans. If Randy Orton right now is considered like a WWE fucking legend in WWE fans' eyes. If he left for Impact, AEW, or New Japan, they would betray him. If John Cena left, they would betray him. So,
to be honest with you, I would pop if he showed up somewhere.
Who, Randy Orton? No, I'm talking about WWE fans now. We're talking just WWE fans.
I know. I'm just saying, like, that's crazy. Because, like, I would definitely be excited. I'd be like, fuck yeah.
It depends where he shows up and his effort.
Is he going to try?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see Randy Orton versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
Christ.
It's either going to be the greatest technical fucking match of all time, or it's going to be the worst match of all time.
We don't know if they're going to try or not.
It's going to be... I mean, there is no minimum level of how bad that could be or how good it could be, I think.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It's either the best match that we've ever seen in our lives or the worst. That match ain't going to be average. That match is not going to be average.
No, that match is either going to make us... We're going to never forget it because it was that bad, or we're going to never forget it because it's going to be like, do you remember that time fucking Okada and Orton blew the roof off?
Yeah. We're talking... If we're talking star ratings, and obviously we don't rate stuff by stars.
It'd be like an 8.
I think, yeah, or it could be an 8 or a -1. Exactly. There's no in between. This ain't gonna be a 4-star. I don't know though. People are pretty soft on their ratings. I think there's a lot of 3 and 4s. But hey, that's you. So yeah. So I'm Team Triple H, and I don't think Vince. I think the best you can do with Vince is Triple H calls him as a son-in-law and says, hey, Dad, this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? But I don't think you can give him a job title. I think his ego is way too fucking big for any job title that isn't Big Nuts McGillicuddy.
I kind of can't believe you'd say this.
What's that?
That you feel this way. I think it's crazy.
Why? Are you Team Vince?
Oh, yeah. I think Vince should be the star.
Why?
Why not?
Why not, indeed? Why not? I'm Team Triple H. All right, speaking of Team Triple H, you got Road Dogg. Road Dogg was a Marine, right? Semper Fi. Yot.
Was he?
I think so. I could be completely wrong.
A lot.
I could be
that explains a lot, man. Honestly.
Well, Road Dogg, Triple H's best friend, is saying that LA Knight, you have to get over like him. It's not the company. It's not the company. You have to get over yourself. And me, Mr. Road Dogg, Semper Fi, you're fucking full of shit. You were friends with Triple H. You're a fucking nobody if you're not have the right fucking friends. And here's the thing, Road Dogg, if you have to get over by yourself, How come in interviews LA Knight says he still has to look over his belt? How come WWE rosters say this is the most roster friendly that they've worked together in a long time? How come Triple H says it's different? How come Endeavor says it's different? What about Zack Ryder? There's so many ideas. Like, I'm getting fucking tired of this. Oh, you got to be just like LA Knight. No, Triple H, your buddy, is the reason why LA Knight can shine. If LA Knight came by any time during Vince's era, because I'm Team Triple H, he fucking buries him. He fucking buries him. And you just say, all you have to do is reach out for that brass ring. Yeah, the brass ring on fucking Triple H's ball
look at
sack.
how much shit The Miz had to eat just to get to where he is.
Yeah. And then,
years of eating shit.
And the thing is, too, like, a lot of people are like, oh, win-losses don't fucking matter. All right, yeah, fucking Dolph Ziggler. Zack Ryder. You know, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. It's just a ridiculous lie that people say to themselves in pro wrestling. And that's why your friend Triple H, Mr. Road Dogg, is a better leader than Vince McMahon. I think LA Knight a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago gets pulled down. And even in interviews, he's like, I'm still looking over my back. Still, I don't fucking trust you fuckers. You know? And so it's one of those things. LA Knight, under Vince McMahon, with him having 100% power, gets fucking destroyed. He just gets destroyed. He puts over Randy Orton. He puts over John Cena. He puts over the Big Show. And then that's it. And for you to say that is utterly fucking ridiculous. I know you like to tickle the balls.
It's crazy.
I know you like to tickle the balls of the giant corporations. But in reality, because here's the thing. This is more dangerous than just being stupid. You have power, so people are going to believe you. How many fucking careers, Road Dogg, did you ruin? How many fucking careers, if it wasn't for Triple H changing the way WWE is ran, would your advice be absolutely fucking garbage? Semper Fi.
It's true. Like, there are so many people that just got completely buried for doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That it's absurd to sit there and be like, well, I don't know. It's like, I mean, I do know.
Well, I know that, but once you are the chosen ones, you got tons of chances. Like John Cena, the GOAT, how many chances did he get?
A lot.
How many chances did fucking Roman Reigns get? It's fucking ridiculous. And it's one of those things that, like, statements like this hurts professional wrestling, and beyond that, it hurts your fucking coworkers. If you are a 19, 20-year-old going to WWE without Triple H in charge and you believe this bullshit, you're wasting your fucking life. Wasting it. Go ahead.
No, I agree entirely. I think it's nuts, and I think it's such a fucking stupid statement to make by Road Dogg. But Road Dogg has made so many stupid statements that at this point, are we really shocked by stupid statements that he makes? Or is he just making stupid statements because that's what stupid people do?
Well, it's A, you are getting in good graces with the big corporations. Okay? So, oh yeah, look at this. This guy is completely awesome. So you have the fact that you suck up to big corporations. That's a factor. The second factor is, would we have talked about Road Dogg today? Anyone would have talked about Road Dogg if he didn't have talked about
stupid. Road Dogg
that's why,
long time.
That's why
Road Dogg wouldn't have a job right now if fucking Triple H hadn't come into power.
Yeah, and then you go down the list: Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo. A lot of these fucking guys, we would not be talking about if they didn't say stupid things, and they know that, and that's why, like, what I'm hoping to get is have more genuine voices online. But it's impossible. It's effing impossible. But yeah, if a lot of these big guys don't say stupid shit, they're not recognized anymore. And they have to hold on to that. Jim Cornette and all that. They have to hold on to it. And here's the thing. The same thing with us little guys. I don't want to pick on just fucking... We picked on the big devil dogs. Let's pick on the little devil dogs. If I just ran and picked one side, our channel would grow. I can just make tons of content being like, oh, fucking Jay White, John Cena. But here's the problem with that. Is I'd rather get a real fucking job. And maybe it's time for you to get a real fucking job. Sid, anything else or next topic?
No, next topic.
Next topic. WWE AEW battle. Write in the comments which one you rub your corporate nipples to. Which 3 letters are your whole identity.
Be about the nipples.
I don't know. That's I call them nipple rubbers because they just love corporations. I just picture them like rubbing their nipples. I'm like, oh, WWE, oh, AEW. And if you're not sure, you're like, am I a nipple rubber? Well, this month is the perfect nipple rubbing challenge. If you hated Jade 2 months ago, but love her now, you are a nipple rubber. If you loved Edge 2 months ago, but hate him now, nipple rubber! Thank you. Thank you for coming to my thing. What the hell? American Dad just started playing on my other computer.
I guess you said nipple rubber too. Wow.
I know. They're like, nipple rubber? You mean American Dad? And now it logged me out. They're like, fine. You don't want to watch American Dad? Go fuck yourself. But, can everyone stop rubbing their nipples? Pay attention.
No.
WWE fans should be grateful for AEW, even if you fucking despise them. Example, Marvel fans are happy for DC fans because it pushes them forward, and vice versa. And this is why. Especially if you're NXT. You're like, yeah, I accomplished nothing in my life, but my company is better than the other company. What'd you do? I hung out on Reddit and talked shit about another company. Son, get a job. Son, get a real fucking job. But
is that a bad thing? Should we not be doing that?
I don't know, man. I just think, like, if you only defend one company, your voice is worthless. Like, let's say you were listening to a podcast and you're like, WWE, WWE, WWE. Well, then that podcast doesn't have to exist. Just watch WWE. And if there's another podcast that's like, AEW, 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 then that podcast doesn't have to exist. Just watch AEW. There's no conversation in it. But let me spin it, if you will, with a conversation. If you're a WWE fan, you should be grateful for AEW. Here's why. Let's look at this NXT thing. Congratulations, you won the ratings war. Was it that big a deal? For you guys, yeah, because you haven't accomplished anything in your life. But for most people, like, hey, we want more of this. But
what did these people do to you?
Oh, dude, I know what? I know what made me angry, Raccoon. Can I tell you what made me angry?
Sure, but
I have been reading. Damn. I have been reading Twitter responses and Reddit responses.
Well, stop.
I know I have to. I got a problem. But these guys that I'm talking to the WWE fans that hate AEW. Like, you liked NXT, right? Can we all agree that WWE fans liked NXT? Okay?
It was okay.
Would John Cena have been there if it wasn't for AEW?
No.
Would Cody Rhodes have been there if it wasn't for AEW? Would Asuka? No. And that's the thing. You have two giant
Are we
rosters.
On the other topic?
Yeah, we're on the other topic. We switched like fucking 10 minutes ago. You high fucking raccoon.
Oh, there was a fair flow. I didn't know.
It was pretty fucking smooth, wasn't it? Yeah, it would have been a lot smoother. Yeah. It would have been a lot smoother if you didn't bring up how smooth it was.
Yeah, well, I also bring up the fact that he says the one now.
The one. So
that makes sense for like 3 listeners.
My thing is, right? Even if you despise AEW, DC Comics, Marvel Comics, WWE, you want the other to exist. Because all these great wrestlers on NXT would not have been there if it wasn't for AEW. And the cuts this year, and maybe the last 2 years, have been a lot smaller. So many wrestlers would be unemployed if there wasn't 2 companies. And listen, at the end of the day, if you get everything you want, your product gets worse. If AEW packs up and hits the bricks, Impact, NWA, all the alternatives are gone. They're going to cut a lot of fucking people, so they're going to be fucking jobless, and they are not going to push anything till Mania.
I mean, bring up that they're going to be jobless.
Well, all right, so let me paint a picture. There's no AEW, right? All right,
yeah.
we Thanos snapped AEW
we
out of it.
won.
There's only WWE. WWE won. Okay, you don't think Endeavor is going to be like, there's nowhere for these fuckers to go, and we have a lot of fuckers. You don't think they're cutting half the roster? I'd say the day AEW
Well,
goes out of business.
What percentage of the roster is in the Anna Oy family?
Well, yeah, they would keep their job. They would keep their job. They're
I
protecting
just want to make
the
sure I
bloodline.
understand. Like,
Yeah, you're like, as
there's
long as you're
some people that
bloodline. Yeah, there'll be the top guys that will stay. But AEW
actually, I wonder how long
disappears.
that'll last.
Being the top guys, as long as Rock and Roman, as long as The Rock and Roman are alive, their family will probably be on top. The Rock has a lot of power everywhere. Roman has built up that power, so I'll probably be in their lifetimes. Because I don't think Roman Reigns. I don't think they get rid of Roman Reigns, even if there's no AEW, none of that. But when they go to cut, they're cutting at least 40 fucking people. You go look at that roster, they're going to be cutting. So, I don't know. I know this is going to sound crazy. Competition is good. Competition is good. Now, if you don't like AEW and you're like, God damn it, I don't like Kenny Omega until he shows up in a Royal Rumble and then I change my mind on it. If you're that fan, fine. Be that fan. But realize when Tony Khan says, I'm bored, I'm going to work with real fucking professionals, I'm fucking out. You know what I mean? I don't have to fucking deal with Twitter and all that bullshit. When he's gone, A, he's going to be wealthy and he's going to be fine. B, that wrestling's going to be boring as fuck. It's just going to be, all right, wait till see who Roman wrestles in 6 months at Mania. That's what we got. My point is, we need competition. And my second point is, Vince McMahon, or in this case, I used to always say this, Vince McMahon's success is not your success. TKO's success is not your success. And I think a lot of you forget that.
That's not true.
So if TKO does good, how does it improve your life?
Well, I'm going to clearly get better wrestling.
No, you're not. If there's no...
Yeah, they're doing good.
No. See, I'm glad you brought that up.
No, if they're doing good, then we're doing good.
No, because you're not getting better wrestling.
Team.
Yeah, I know you're a team, but you're not getting better wrestling. How are you getting better wrestling? Go back.
Well,
go back when there was a monopoly.
First off, we have to go over the fact that we're a team. If you'll recall, they distinctly told us we're the bookers now. We're in charge now. They never took that back. I'm still in charge, so I benefit if they do good.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Good luck with that. Is it not
true?
No, it's definitely not true. You don't get any benefit.
When did they take our booking power back?
All right, book a good match on the Raw. You're an idiot. I'm not having this conversation. Next segment.
This week on Raw. Watch. I'm going to have a good match on Raw. You'll see.
All right, what's the match?
I'll tell you after it happens.
I fucking hate you, dude. I should throw you in a fucking trash can.
I don't want to spoil things. Some of us want to protect the business.
Throw you in the fucking river. All right. Tell Mama Raccoon that you're coming home. TKO is fucking doing great for you. All right.
I'll be home soon.
Next, we picked on WWE a lot. Let's pick on AEW. Even Papa Melts is saying AEW is cold. AEW is in a little bit of a funk, and me and the Raccoon are here to fix it. What could go wrong? Here's the problem. There's stages.
I can fix it. Just give me your fucking phone.
Taking away the Twitter.
Yeah, you're done. Boom. I just fixed it.
No. There's more damage than that, but we'll talk about that next segment. There's always been a Dixie Carter way of doing things, and it happens in New Japan. It happens everywhere. What happens is, this is a pattern. We've been talking about this for a while. Look at old videos. You do something different from WWE, and you get a strong following, and then you grow, and you get really close to WWE, and then there's someone like Jim Ross, Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, Vince Russo, Taz, and they go, yeah, they go back, right? And they go, well, we got to be just like WWE to get over the edge. Then they drop. That's where we're here now. And then from there, they're like, well, we're not getting to sports entertainment fans. Let's try to get those guys back. But they don't, because the people that they built the company for are tired of their fucking shit. And then you become Eric Bischoff, you become Vince Russo, you become Paul Heyman, who talk shit hoping that something will stick. So that is, to me, where we're at. It happens every fucking time. It will always fucking happen. And that's why it's really fucking hard to see an alternative. Because they come up, they grow, they go, we're right there. They're about to touch Vince. Someone's like, hey, we got to be just like Vince to take Vince. Dip down. And then you get into the Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo thing. Where if you just ran your fucking race, you could do a lot better. Because, be honest with you, dude, they're very going sports entertainment. And you brought up that they jumped the shark. When did you think AEW jumped the shark? When did they go, we got to be just like Vince and do a fucking nosedive, in your opinion?
Well, it's not even we have to be just like Vince to me. It's to me when the product changed and my interest in it started to wane as a result of changes. And that's around when ROH got purchased. Which great, I'm like good at creative jobs. It saved ROH. It's cool, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan was already having trouble with his bloated roster, and then he basically doubled the amount of belts. Around the same time, added a few new belts of his own, if I remember right, because that was around the time that we got the Rampage stuff, the trios belts, like a lot of belts came into the picture at the time. A lot more wrestlers that people didn't know really, because honestly, the only way you knew ROH wrestlers was if you were watching ROH for the most part. If you're trying to get WWE fans over to watch them, they don't know or care about ROH people typically. Only smarks really were aware of ROH people, if we're being honest.
And even then, you have to introduce them more. You have to introduce.
You have to try.
Kevin Nash,
like the way they handle the righteous lately with the vignettes to sort of give you an idea who they were. That's a good way to do it.
And
like,
then they both lost to MJF.
Yeah, then they lost to a handicap match to where like now they're worthless. But
yeah, but they built them up pretty quick, pretty fast before that.
Yeah. But you did a really good job of making me familiar with your Far Cry 6 villains.
And Kevin Nash brought up a good point, where he was just talking about, like, you have a giant roster, but you just don't show the certain people enough. And I kind of agree with that. I think they have to do it. And also the ROH thing, too many belts. I don't think there's too many shows. I don't think that's the problem. Too many belts is definitely a problem. Too many wrestlers, it could be a problem, but that's kind of easily fixed if you just slow down and bring up stuff. But what I saw when they bought ROH is, well, ROH is for the wrestling fans, and AEW is going to be for sports entertainment. And they still had good matches, but I feel that ROH is Tony Storm prior to Timeless. And then what they want for AEW is Timeless Tony Storm, which a lot of people like, but there is a huge difference. And before, I thought AEW, when they just had AEW and didn't have Ring of Honor, they didn't shoot through sports entertainment as quickly as they did. I feel like the sports entertainment level has been really risen. I also think that Tony...
I think in a good way, honestly.
I don't
as far as that. I think that they did... as a wrestling fan, I'm far more interested in match if there's story to go with it. Mm-hmm. Relying on your wrestlers to tell all the story for all your storytelling in ring with their wrestling is lazy as shit. It's great, but it takes great wrestlers to pull off. When it works, it's good, but it's a lot better when you do it with a good story leading into it, when those same guys do that same exact thing. So I think it was good because it got them to start doing more storytelling. How they're doing it at this point right now, I do think at times is a little much. Like multiple silent movie vignettes for Tony Storm was a bit much for me. You want to do 2 segments for? That's great, dude. Go for it. Split them up onto separate shows at least. Give another wrestler that other like few minutes of that vignette for one of the vignettes. Give that to another woman on the roster to get her a little bit of time. You can use that same amount of time they're using for the sports entertainment a little more efficiently. Like I don't need like a 5 minute fucking do I love it? Yes. I love the whole Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, all that. I love it. The next strong giraffe. It's all great. Do I need that much of it every week on Dynamite? No, probably not. You could probably give me a chunk of it here, a chunk of it there. Like put one on Rampage 1 week, put one on Collision 1 week. I don't know. It just feels like Dynamite's the show they care about, and they sports entertain the fuck out of it, and Collision just copies it.
And some of the stories are good, but some of the stories are just gimmicks. Like, I think a lot of times people are like, oh, it's a story. No, that's a gimmick. There's a difference between a story and a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they know the difference. And I was also thinking that Tony listens in AEW, listens to the wrong critics. It's one of those things that you made a wrestling company an alternative for a certain type of fan. You got very successful, and then you're like, oh, we got to get these other fans. So it's kind of like you went for too much and got your hand stuck in a cookie jar. Because now the people that want, oh, where's wins and losses matter? You know, where that audience is gone. You can't if you are a fan of wins and losses matter, that's not this AEW. That AEW is gone. And I don't know. I think they're doing growing pains, but I don't know if they're going to bounce back. It's one of those things. Now, people asked, how would you fix it? First, let's get this out. You know, people will be like, well, what do you know? You never fucking got $1 billion from your fucking dad and started a company. You're right. But I have experience running businesses. And am I as successful as Tony Khan? No. But most people that are well off, they listen to other people. Tony doesn't have to listen to us. But I know we have one of those things where like, well, you've never done it. No, the most I've ever done is I promoted a show to 10,000 people. That's about it. It's not bad. It's not good. It's not the worst.
Also, you kissed a girl and you liked it.
I did kiss a girl and liked it. Don't tell my mom. But
Too late.
I honestly, I would get smaller buildings. I would get smaller buildings. I would get way less titles. Smaller buildings, less titles, and I think that's a big factor because obviously the attendance is a big thing that people get attacked on. Second is if you go to an event that holds, if you go, like, let's say you draw 500 people on the indies, and 500 people are in a building that only holds 400, the people in that building, because sadly humans get attached. Like, they're like, oh my God, there's a lot of people here having fun, so I'm having fun. The human mind works like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put 500 people in a place that only holds 400, that place looks packed to the brim. Take NXT Orlando. It looks packed to the brim. They're super excited, super pumped up. Everyone's having fun. You take those same people, put them in Madison Square Garden, put them in the Ice Palace, put them in, Chicago's big arenas, put them in anywhere that's big, then it's like, oh, we're just in an empty fucking building. And it changes the atmosphere. And then I would focus on what the company wants to be. I feel like they've lost focus. I feel like they're like, and they have to stop listening to critiques of people that will never watch them. Like, I write a novel, and I'm not going to send it to my ex-girlfriend's ex-wives and the bully in the 3rd grade and say, what do you think of this? It's just like, you got to know your market. I would not listen to the people that he's listening to. He's trying to win over people that he can't win over, and the only way you can win those people over is with success, because they're going to double down. Your final thoughts on that?
No, I think you're entirely right. I don't know why the decisions are being made the way that they are, and I really hope that things improve because like let's be honest, it sucks a little bit to watch promotion. It's something that you've grown to really really enjoy, just sort of go down, and there's nothing you can really do about it. It sucks. So I'm hoping that it improves, but I don't know, man. Will it?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, will it?
And another thing that sucks is that's why it's easier just to root for the number one guy. It's easy to root for the Yankees. It's easy to root for the Patriots. It's easy to root for the Lakers. And if the fucking Devil Rays are shooting themselves in the fucking foot, it's like, oh God, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of here we go again, we just Tony Khan and the Twitter machine. This guy can't win on the Twitter machine. He's going up against a giant corporation, and it's hard to win on the Twitter machine. It really is, because if you're number one, you don't really have to tweet. But if you're number two, people just mock you for not being number one. It's a lose-lose situation, and I feel like no matter what he does, it's going to blow up on his face. You know,
You can't win.
I know a lot of people in AEW are saying, hey, Tony, stop fucking tweeting. And even if you're Team WWE, Team AEW, I mean, there are people out there that all they want to do is argue and fight and feel. Like, there's someone right now, maybe listening to this podcast, but definitely on the Twitter machine,
that loves you.
They're at work.
Oh.
They might have a girlfriend. If they do, it's probably a shitty one that yells at them. If not, but
Wow.
there's people. No, hear me out.
What are you coming for these people for?
Because I have a point about the Twitter machine. All right, so there's these people that, because I believe your partner and your job is 90% of your happiness. And there are people that have no partner or are shitty and have no family. Their life fucking sucks. And even if those people,
why do you come for me?
Pay attention. A lot. Let me cook, as the kids would say.
I would. They have cutting me so deep.
They have no loved ones. They have no genuine friendships, and their fucking life sucks, and their job sucks. So all they have is Twitter, and they just want to win something. They want to win Reddit points. They want to win retweets. They want to do this. So they'll do anything it takes to make their life feel better, but they won't be genuine. And those are the people you're fighting, where there's no point. There's no point in it. Like, if you can't have a genuine conversation with someone, then just don't have the conversation with them. And that's what he's competing against. And according to all reports, it's been bugging him, and he can't win. If some days he's a coward, some days everything was handed to him, some days, like, he can't win because he's having an argument with someone who has no happiness in their heart. So I think you just have to let it go. Because the Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo way of doing it is just not going to work in this generation. The Paul Heyman way isn't going to work. Like, right now, he's trying to bring out a Paul Heyman, Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff. I'm going to fucking challenge him. I'm fucking going for it. But those people that their lives are fucking horrible and they got nothing going for them, they just want to fucking feel good and destroy shit. That's it. And that's how you win those people over. Just keep making products. Keep fucking trying to improve your products. And we just talked about listening to the wrong people. On Twitter, it's so easy to listen to the wrong people. It's just so fucking easy. So,
well, it's not like, honestly, if you're going and replying to random people on Twitter who just tagged you or whatever, like, you got to step away. You got to step away, bud. It's too much now.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, we talked about this off air before. Twitter, and this is before Elon Musk. I know a lot of people think it's going to be Elon Musk, but we're talking way before Elon Musk, way before it was a power tool. Twitter was a beautiful tool. It was genuine conversations with people of all around the world. You could talk to actors. You could talk to athletes. You know, early days Twitter was pretty amazing. It's kind of reminded me of MySpace, but it's changed because now it's
Now
the.
people don't take you out of their top 8.
Oh God, remember that?
It's a better time now.
Yeah, yeah. Remember when they bumped it like to 16 or was it 20 or something? I remember they bumped it up. You know what my MySpace
I
move?
remember it was a ton.
I know this was my MySpace move. You ready? I think it was like at the end. It was like top 40. This is my MySpace move. It was like the top 6 or top 8. I'd be like, man, you're fucking number 7. Don't you fucking worry, Sid. You're in my top 7. And then like at the end, it sounded kind of weird. It's like, you're my top 41, Sid. You're my man. Don't let anyone tell you any different.
Sounds like your loyalty went away fairly quickly.
No, it's just people really cared about that top 6. Outside of the top 6, you could just reach out to anyone. But nowadays, there's so many people that you only see the negative ones. Like I go out of my
What if
way.
there was like a wrestling social media site where you could have like your top 8 wrestlers listed on it, but it'd be like an all wrestling platform where you just talk wrestling all the time on it.
Yeah, it would be a great idea.
Very niche.
But overall, I just think he's trying to use Twitter as a tool to reach out to fans, but you're only reaching out to those very angry people. And that's why,
Yeah,
like,
but
even on YouTube, because, like, the thing is, it's so easy. If someone comes by and says, fuck you, Koco, it's so easy to be like, oh, I'm going to fucking respond first. No, fuck you, random commenter. But if someone likes having a legit, genuine conversation, you kind of fucking ignore it. So that's why I try to comment on all the comments. I try.
Well, okay.
I fail.
My thing is, I don't think he's trying to pretend to be like that or evoke that same thing. I think he just can't stop himself from replying to everyone.
So you think he's a little addicted?
Yes. Okay. So here's a great way to look at it. What happens to a child star when the phase of adulation wears off and they're no longer being adored by everyone, no matter what?
Yeah,
they start to spiral. It's pretty common, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a guy who was absorbed and adored by the wrestling world and fandom that he grew up worshiping, loved and adored by him, and they've slowly been turning on him over the last like year and a half. I think he just can't handle it.
Yeah. And he comes from a successful family, but he's also comes from successful businesses. Running sports programs and all that, all those people are like high-level professionals. Like compared to pro wrestlers. Like you don't see a CM Punk, you don't see women's champions locking themselves in the bathroom. You don't see that in like the real fucking world. It's fucking batso fucking crazy. So the crazy might be leaking into his brain. Because like it would be great to have genuine conversations.
Maybe he's been sneaking away on his jet to go hang out with CM Punk. They're just drinking their fucking sparkly
Pepsi
water because they don't, no alcohol. Yeah, some Pepsis, crying together. I didn't want to fire you, Punk. I know you didn't, man. I know you didn't. I know it was hard. It was in fucking Luke Perry's son. 90210 his ass out of that building, Tony. 90210 his ass out. I'm gonna do it, Punk.
And now I have to act like a tough guy. Do you think I wanted to be a tough guy? Jesus fucking Christ.
How long do you think before I can bring you back? Pretend you're going to WWE and I'll bring you back next pay-per-view, baby.
Oh.
Then he's like, whoa, hold on. Actually, I'm hoping to get some Saudi blood dick money.
He definitely is. Oh, CM Punk on a Saudi show. That'd be fucking amazing. What a world.
It's going to be good.
What a world.
I hope that the Saudi blood dick comment comes up.
I know. Like, hey, before I pay you, what about this?
We have a clip. Your airplane won't be leaving until you view
it. What happened was, oh man, yeah. So, Tony, you have to stop listening because here's the thing: this is gonna hurt This is going to hurt me and other people. But I have been an internet nerd my whole life, and I've worked in professional sports promotions. The internet does not fucking matter. Just promote it. You gotta stop listening to the critiques. You gotta listen to what it matters. Now, don't do a blind eye, but do the old check-in. Do the old, what do people think about this? All right. And then go back to do it. But I think the biggest thing about Tony right now is he's rattled. He's losing a little bit of success. And he lost focus. So I think he's just fucking more confused than ever.
I don't know. I feel like he probably has way too many cooks in the kitchen.
100%.
He's probably reading way too many reviews, critiques, etc., listening to way too many people, just trying to, and I get it, he wants to appease people, but it's impossible to appease everyone. In reality, he needs to just stop, buckle down, and get his shit organized, because it strikes me as kind of unorganized and a little chaotic at times. A lot of stuff just disappears. Once he's great at building people up as baby faces, and then once they win their championship, that it's just like, well, I guess they can lose now. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Like, he has a lot of things he needs to focus on and work on. If anything, the dude needs to sit down and come up with solid storyline plans. He needs to have at least a couple going for women and a couple going for the men's roster that he just needs to have going over time. And he needs to just touch those stories every few shows. They should get touched, or every week or two. Every one of those stories should be getting touched on one of the shows every other week or third week, to keep them all on people's minds while he builds up stories. And you can add more stories as you get more going and get more comfortable where they cycle out. But fuck, start somewhere. Get some kind of organizational system. Jesus, you come from a professional background. You should be more organized than this. It's nuts. Especially, you come from a background of being a dude that was an e-booker. You should be organized from doing that stupid shit. And I say that as someone who's done it. It's a pain in the ass. There's a lot of note taking. Come on, get your shit together.
Yeah. And you can't impress everyone. And here's the thing.
And I like AEW, for the record. I do. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah. And you got to stop listening to people. You got to have your fucking vision. Like, if someone comes up to you and be like, what is your vision? You should know it. And I think if someone came up to you right now, you'd say, what is your vision? You don't know. And I think that's what you have to do. I think that's the big part. And don't listen to the people that have fucking just, I know it sounds weird, just don't listen to people like us. Check in with us. Be like, what do the goddamn internet think? Interesting.
Fuck that. If I could ask Tony Khan one question right now to try and get the source of it and get him to think about it, it would be this. If you were setting up your TEW, your Total Extreme Wrestling, or your EWR, if you're setting up whatever it is, your sim booker of choice, and you were setting up your promotion in it, man, for the first time, you're setting up AEW. What are you writing in that description area for AEW? Like, what is AEW? Because I don't feel like it's the same as what it was when you started, and I don't know if you know what it is anymore.
Yeah.
And until you can sit there and write a paragraph of like, this is what AEW's product is, do you really have your product under wraps?
Focus, yeah.
Like it feels like he doesn't.
No. And people are fucking hitting on him pretty fucking hard. That probably shouldn't. Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. They're like, do you need long?
I don't know.
Eric Bischoff's like, you need long storylines that go somewhere. Really? Really,
I can at least, Eric Bischoff, I can give some leeway, because at the very worst, Eric Bischoff was the head of the corporation that gave the WWE the biggest run for its money.
100%.
He gets some pass for that. Just like Heyman gets some pass.
But at the same time, there's stuff that they're critique on Tony that they didn't do well. You know.
I agree.
And on that, but he had his hand in TNA.
But at the same time, they've had time to learn what they did wrong and such.
I guarantee a lot of those people won't admit they made mistakes.
Oh no,
Like
100%. But
if I had guessed, I know what the number two questions, the 1 and 2 question I would do. Yeah, you start
how
off with a
big is
softball.
Batista's dick?
That would be the third one. That would be the main event.
Okay.
First
Okay.
question, because it's got to be a softball. What are you the most proud of in pro wrestling?
How big is this? Oh.
No. So what are you the most proud of? And then the second one is, what is your biggest regret? And the reason I know it sounds like I'm interviewing for a fucking job is because
where do you see yourself in pro wrestling in 5
yeah,
years?
but the big thing about the regret one is you could see if they're fucking genuine. You could see if they're genuine. Like if I was interviewing myself, all right, what's the most proud thing you did? All right, I made a weekly show. I outdrew John Cena with fucking very little money, and we went to Daytona and packed the fucking place, and we traveled across the state, and we were a very small local company that didn't have any backing whatsoever, but millions of people watched on streaming television before streaming television was a thing. That's what I'm most proud of.
And it ran off of cocaine and body oil.
I mean, there was a lot of cocaine and body oil there, but I don't know if that's what ran it. But
I bet if
and the
we
second
could go
thing
interview,
is,
if I could interview 5 people from ECW, I feel like I'd know that it was what ran it.
and then the big thing is, like, what is the biggest regret? Like, hey, what is the biggest regret? And my biggest regret is I let too many people buy into the company at the end, and at the very end, I just sold everything and dipped out. And I think maybe that's where he's at. Like, he's just letting too many people in. He's like, hey, Koco, I'd love to help you. Here's fucking, I don't know, fucking $1 zillion, not actual price. And then be like, and then Vince's like, hey, how about I pay you fucking $2 zillion to sit at home and do jack shit? And be like, all right. All right. So regrets I have for you. But a lot of these guys giving advice, they have no fucking regrets. So they're not genuine giving advice, you know? Tony, put down the Twitter machine and get your shit together. Stop listening to us and start fucking telling us what the fuck your vision is.
Get a vision.
Speaking of vision, television. NWA says they signed a deal with a top 20 television network. I think with the strike going on, it just ended, but I think the actor strike's still going on, but the writer strike's still going on. More people have to be like NWA, WWE, AEW. This is when you have to get your money in. Because when the writers come back and the actors come back, these are opening. So I'm surprised MLW, Impact, and others ain't taking advantage of that. But NWA is. They're being the top 20. What would be a top 20 network? I've been in Japan for like 20 years. That probably top 20 network, probably on cable.
So USA Network, if I'm going off most watched networks of 2022.
All right.
By total viewers. So it's not 2023, but this is the kind of
rough estimate. Estimate.
NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, obviously up at the top. ESPN, stuff like that. Hallmark Channel,
dude. NWA and a Hallmark Channel would
unlikely.
be off the chart.
HGTV is not likely.
I
Ion, I
don't
don't know what Ion is.
I know.
TLC, I don't think TLC would happen because WB, there's no reason not to just do AEW.
HD
Same
Net,
with
though.
TNT and TBS.
I would have thrown HD Net out of bed.
Well, I didn't say HD Net. I said HGTV.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that one is. Is that HD Net?
Telemundo's a no. It's Spanish. No, HGTV, I believe, is like sales TV.
Oh, got it.
Selling shit. The History Channel, again, that's part of WB. Discovery Channel, part of WB. Food Network, no. USA Network, no.
Can I just throw something out? I wonder if AEW has a exclusive deal with WB. Because I think WB said they would have put their hat in for WB and have AEW and WWE. So
I mean, maybe, but
it would be weird. It would be weird to bring a second company in and it's a smaller company.
Especially when Tony Khan is trying to get a TV deal for ROH.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of a big slap in the face to be like, well, we saw what you were doing, but we love Smashing Pumpkins. And Billy Corgan said he would play at my 13-year-old's birthday party if we did NWA. So we signed NWA. What do you think, Tony? Cross promotion?
The best part is I could see some Hollywood exec way up top do that. Be like, my
Oh,
daughter
yeah.
loves Smashing Pumpkins.
And Tony Khan being upset, but still at the same time getting it because he remembers that time that Bono came to his 13th birthday.
Is that a true story, or are you just making that shit up?
I made it up. Nah, the only
They're rich.
celebrities
I don't know
that
if
went
they're
to
that
his
rich.
birthday were like John Cena and The Undertaker on Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh man. So.
But yeah, the number 20 on the 20 most watched was USA Network.
Oh, so it's around the USA Network range.
Yeah, he's claiming it's USA Network or better. Basically, he's saying it's at least as good as WWE's got.
I think he might be talking out of his ass, but maybe
Except
not.
Fox. Fox is number 4. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at the list. I mean, you have NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox. I don't think would do it.
Well, I don't know because like
branching.
didn't they have their old champion on Fox News a lot? I don't know. People always yell at me.
Well, my only thing
Americans
is that Fox has WWE, so I don't. See
yeah,
them
but I think
going
Fox
out
is letting it
and
go,
separate.
right?
Are they?
I don't know, dude. My source
I
is
didn't
Twitter.
think they were for sure, but maybe they are.
My source is Twitter.
But on the list, the best options I'm seeing are like fucking TLC, which I think is WB, so I think is unlikely. Hallmark Channel.
Dude, I would love Hallmark Channel, dude. NWA on a Hallmark Channel, I would fucking lose my shit. I want to live in that timeline.
It's like, dude, but I'm saying of the options here that aren't WB associated, it's like Hallmark Channel or NBC, CBS, ABC, or ESPN. And I mean, ESPN maybe, but why would ESPN go for NWA?
No, ESPN's in bed with WWE too much.
Yeah, like why would they go for NWA? It doesn't make sense.
Unless, hold on. What if who's old enough to remember this? Because it was the greatest fucking television moment in my life. They used to have USWA followed by fucking beach hockey. Let me tell you something, dude. That was my fucking childhood. And then I would record the Super Mario Super Show and watch it afterwards.
Nice.
This is why my homework didn't get done. But every day, 5 days a week, they had a USWA. That's a possibility, but I was in the future. That's maybe I became a Marine.
Honestly, I didn't know you weren't a Marine when you were recording the Super Mario show. I just was picturing this grunt running over in his underwear. Like,
I'm just saying, dude, NWA 5 days a week would be the fucking shit. 1 hour show, bring back beach hockey. I might even move back to America. I might even move back to America.
I think you're on the wrong point. I think it's going to be a direct competitor for Rampage when it gets picked up and put on TGIF and they bring TGIF back. Thank God it's Friday when NWA is here.
Well, I mean, you'd have to deal with SmackDown and AEW.
Yeah, that's fine. They're ready. They don't care.
Like, bring it on.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So
it's NWA. I mean, Billy Corgan played their 13-year-old's birthday party. Can't pass on that.
Well, who's the one that has
Bono.
New Japan and Impact? What channel is that?
I don't. Does
it Access?
I don't. Hold on. Let me Google what channel has that horrible fate. What channel is forced to show?
Well, New Japan's not bad. Andy Paps is like, Impact Wrestling's awesome.
Spike TV.
Spike TV still exists? There's no fucking way Spike TV still exists.
It's not. Is it still called Impact?
Yeah, it's still called Impact.
Yeah, Access. It's on Access.
Access.
TV.
Dude, what if it's just NWA, Impact, New Japan? Because New Japan just cuts up their show, and then Kevin Kelly's like, "What? Have I been replaced yet? God damn it! I want to fucking get to AEW."
Well, Access is
Dave Koco hates me. What's that?
Access is in top 20.
Oh yeah.
He said top 20. I mean, they're not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta think about this from that angle, Dave.
Yeah. No, I didn't know where it was. I apologize. I only watch wrestling, and I live overseas.
You gotta learn.
What if? On
all
streaming.
right, and now hear me. They're not in the top 20. They're number 37. But what if it's the Sci-Fi Channel?
And they're like, "Fuck you, ECW."
Sci-Fi Channel could just pretend that it's real.
Dude, NWA, ESPN, 4 p.m. every fucking afternoon, 5 days a week. is fucking
You know what?
tremendous.
I've got a new plan. I have a final pitch.
All right, go ahead. Pitch
I
it at
think
me.
it's Nickelodeon.
Oh, that's
They
really
replaced
smart.
Nick at Night with NWA. Nickelodeon with attitude.
Hell yeah. I mean, not
Is that
that,
what
but like,
NWA
but
stands
I don't
for?
know. Nickelodeon works with the NFL. I can't them be like, yeah, we got to deal with NFL and the NWA. It just seems weird. But then again, if they do it every day, because here's the thing, I think
You're right. Adult Swim.
Adult Swim would be fucking off the chart.
Adult Swim, honestly, would have been better off picking up Chikara. If
100.
there were anything you could have thrown on 30 minutes of in between cartoons and had all the stoners keep watching, it was Chikara.
But here's my thing. I think the higher, if it's a top 20 station and it's NWA, I think the only way it benefits the television network is if you make a lot of content. Like, I'm thinking it's not going to be
True.
a show like Raw. I think it's going to be a show 5 days a week. But you can do a 5-day-a-week show with promos and recaps. Because you get
I think
what is about 1 hour, you can probably get 3 matches in. So that means
if they said they were top
oh
100,
fuck, that's
I
a
believe
lot.
them.
All right, so you got top 5.
True
That's 15.
TV,
That's 15
a
matches.
Number 81.
That's 15 matches on a Saturday. So do it Friday or Saturday night, and then edit. Oh god, man, that's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
How
don't
the fuck
think
did the
they're
USWA do it? Those motherfuckers, dude. They didn't even have computers back then. They were probably fucking using like
Yeah, they were
glue and
stabbing
shit.
people. Well,
Maybe.
there were probably a lot of unpaid people on.
Yeah. Like you can get your big break here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're rooting for you, NWA. It'd be great to see what you can do. I haven't watched you since season 1 or season 2. I never saw Funkasaurus, whatever the fuck his name is, as champ. But the internet said it was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he was athletically challenged.
Really, I've never seen one fucking bit. Like season 1, because they had LA Knight with his other name. I saw that.
Yeah, Tyrus is a talented man.
People talk shit, but I haven't seen it. Should I go out of my way to watch Tyrus? Should it be like a reaction video?
Yeah, sure, if you really want to.
All right. I mean, because here's the thing. Like, he's a political dude, so are people shitting on him because his politics, or are they shitting on him because he's fucking horrible?
It was bad.
Really?
Yeah, this wasn't that.
All right. All right. Might have to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Homework assignment. I'm going to watch one Tyrus match.
Also, Spike does exist. It's called Paramount now.
Really? Ooh, we forgot about streaming services, but that wouldn't be a top 20 television.
Yeah, that's not. Well, I mean,
but they could put it
some
on.
of them are.
So if they put it on Nickelodeon, it could also be on Paramount, right? Yeah.
I don't know if Paramount owns Nickelodeon.
I'm almost positive. I could be wrong. I'm feeling confident about that answer. Is it a Google search, or should we just act like we know?
I know. I'm googling.
Google away, boys. Google away.
Owned by...
You know someone's fucking screaming. I know the answer. I know the answer.
It is owned by Paramount.
Thank you.
Why do you know that?
I used to work in television.
No,
that was the most cocky answer ever. That is the most cocky answer ever. I don't know if you fucking know this, man. I used to work in television. Jeez. Fucking...
Yeah, but I also know your memory, so I'm not buying it.
Well, that honestly, I was just being a cocky asshole, but I actually know because you wanted the real reason why. I wanted to look like
some cartoon you watch.
Yes,
the unicorn logo.
No, it's Ninja Turtles. I can't see Ninja Turtles because they're in Paramount in Japan. Nickelodeon owns the Ninja Turtles. You got me. I was acting cocky and cool, but in reality, I just like watching Ninja Turtles. I should have ended this conversation like that. I used to work in television. Fucking embarrass yourself, raccoon.
Way to draw attention to it.
No problem. But no, reality is I wanted to watch Ninja Turtles with my kids. And you can't because it's on Paramount. And Paramount's not in Japan because why? I hate fucking come on, dude. Come on. If everything's gonna be on a streaming service, make the streaming service available everywhere. NWA, good luck.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah, good luck, NWA.
Speaking of luck, this company needs no luck. That is the King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Stardom. I do find it funny. I find it funny like the English-speaking New Japan and the Japanese-speaking New Japan do not see eye to eye at all. Like Japanese, Japanese are like, I'm putting my hat sideways so you know that I'm Japanese. Japanese are like, dude, we are fucking crumbling. We have to make a comeback. There's
Use
no
the
fucking
voice.
way. I'm not using the voice.
If you use the voice,
American.
I'll know it's
All right, I'll be American. Yeehaw! Nothing stops New Japan. It's
you
the best in
are
the world.
American. You
Yeah,
can just
well-
talk like your normal jackass self, and you nail it every time.
100%.
But if you want to be Japanese, you have to use the Japanese voice. It's
But-
not rocket appliances.
New Japan Stardom teaming up together, and they're gonna have
Did you
more.
just say New Japan Stardom?
I did. I
'Cause
stuttered.
if so, I'm stoked for this New Japan Rick and Morty crossover.
I stuttered. I'm glad. I'm glad you pointed it out, you jerk. Anyway,
Yeah, I did.
New Japan. It's the fucking
New
newest
Japan.
company. They're making a comeback here. Are working on it, and they're gonna have a couple.
Don't you remember New Man?
Exactly. All right, so
did it all
Bushiroad president and CEO says, when the IWGP Women's Championship was established, boo! I said that I would like to hold the New Japan Stardom about 6 times a year with a balance of overseas. It looks like it will be possible this year. Tokyo Dome, New Japan in January? Yay! San Jose, New Japan in February? Boo! New Japan. Oh, Yokohama. Hello, April. Yeah. So they have it all listed out. Dallas, boo. Yeah, we got to Yokohama and Tokyo. Not bad. The rest, screw you. But that was a big thing with me, is just that, hey, there shouldn't be an IWGP championship. It should only be the Stardom championship, and Stardom should have access to it. And I'm hoping that Noah follows that through with TJPW. But outside of that, this is all good news. It's all good news. I just wish the IWGP title did not exist. I just think the Stardom champion should be the best champion. That's it. So I'd be super excited, and it will get guys that pretend to watch women's wrestling to watch women's wrestling, because I'm doubtful. Yeah, probably. But
The only way they're watching women, listen, let's be honest. The only way most of the people that I as the guy who's making all the damn thumbnails and seeing the results, the only way most of these people are watching women's wrestling is if you have them start wrestling in thongs.
Maybe, and it's sad.
I'm just saying I bet you they love Sky Blue as one of their favorite AEW wrestlers.
Because my thing is, there's a place where you can find sexy time.
Sorry, Sky Blue.
But you also want to see like some of the best female wrestlers in the world.
They're perverts. They want to see the best wrestlers in thongs.
But I don't even think they want to see the best wrestlers. I think they want to be justified in being perverts.
I do too.
It's
I mean, come on. You remember when we had to talk about was it Stardom? One of the Joshi. It might have been Tokyo Joshi Pro. One of the Joshi promos, basically having a whole thing where they were trying to get guys to stop taking and posting creeper pictures of their wrestlers.
Oh yeah. It is kind of weird and sad.
Yeah, people are just straight b-holes.
Because like the thing is, they're people doing that for free. Like why degrade them? I don't know. My thing is, and I guess I don't know. I wouldn't care if I was having heart surgery if my doctor was a woman, and I wouldn't care how hot she was. I'd just be like, can this bitch do heart surgery? Same thing with like wrestling. I don't think you have to look like $1 million to be a great female wrestler. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of phony balonies. That's what I'm saying. Little phony balonies there. I think you want to justify being a pervert. Just be a pervert. I say go all in on the perverts or like women's wrestling. I don't think you should. I don't think you should be in between. I don't think you should be in between. I think there's pervert time and there's women's wrestling time. Okay?
Though I can understand not really caring about women's wrestling to a degree in some promotions. It's not really booked consistently at anywhere near the level of the men's.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you have one consistent good storyline running for their gender in all of wrestling at a time in North American promotions.
And that's what scares me about TJPW and Noah's women's men division, and the same thing with New Japan and Stardom. I just feel like there's women's divisions where you can go and watch women kick ass and put on the best show they can, or you can get lost in the shuffle. It's one of those things. Do you want to be the main event and the star? Because when we went to Wrestle Kingdom, the first thing that was sold out was all of Stardom stuff. So it's like there's fan base, there's people supporting it. I don't know. I think the IWGP title or GHC women's title is an insult to the women that became stars on their own. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, to me, like, the IWGP title will always be number one in most people's hearts. But fuck that, dude. Stardom's the real champ. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. If I think women's wrestling in the world, for a long time to me, it's been Stardom.
yeah. I would say Stardom is number one, followed by TJPW, but I don't watch enough Eve. And maybe there's a couple other indies. I don't watch enough Ice Ribbon. I don't watch enough. Out of the ones I watched, let's say that.
Yeah.
Out of the ones I
And
watched,
we both like
Stardom,
Sukumon.
TJPW. Yeah, and
Right,
I want to
yeah.
see where that goes. Miami. I'm a little nervous though because I was kind of pumped up for it, but then you're like, you gotta wait till December in Miami. I'm like, I got.
Well, I
shit
mean,
to
it's
do.
new, so I get it. They
Yeah,
had
yeah.
one show, waited to see how it did, and then it seems like they're taking a very measured approach, and I respect it.
Yeah. I just know I don't know about you, but I know when part 2 comes out, I'm rewatching part 1.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll be like remember maybe they'll like be the female version of Ring of Honor. Do you remember Ring of Honor didn't run shows that often in the beginning?
yeah, but they'd have the great packages.
Yeah, and they would have super cards for the time.
That was what I actually used to love about Ring of Honor was the packages.
Yeah.
It's one of the main things that I hate that AEW doesn't do. That like you bought ROH and you don't do that. Just do it.
Yeah, have some
So
video
good.
packages and stuff.
Yeah, do them for every pay-per-view as a lead into the matches. It's such a great way to get people excited.
That's one thing WWE does really good. And
It works
hopefully
as a cooler too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it gives people time to cool. I don't know, man. It's nuts. They don't get
It's
utilized
weird
more.
because it cools you down while pumping you up at the same time.
Yes.
It's kind of a weird situation and all that, but like here's an example. I watched NXT this week for the first time in forever, and there was no video package for the women's tournament. I didn't know who those fucking women were. What the fuck? What am I watching here? So yeah, I think, and here's the thing too. I think if you have video packages between especially pay-per-views, but if you have enough video packages, they don't have to be long. They don't have to be 3 minutes of fucking black and white dancing around. But do like a 1-minute video why this fucking matters, and then bam, put it up there. I think that
And not
will
only that, but
cover.
there's so many different ways they could do it too. Like you could do that like back and forth, like interviewing, like cutting back and forth between the two guys, like the UFC's done, like that sort of a thing. You could do like cutting it, just chopping up the different angles, building to it. There's different ways you could do it to keep it interesting too. But you can absolutely spare an extra like 2 to 5 minutes before a match to get people more hype for it. And like it being a cooler that also hypes you, it to me it's a well done video package before the match is like that static moment where you can feel the electricity in the air right before something big. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No,
Like
no.
it gets you buzzing, like you're like, ooh, I can't wait for this. But you're not losing your shit.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree. And yeah, they should just do it more often. And plus, when it comes to storylines, if you don't have a storyline, the video package could be your storyline. It will cover up storylines, or it explains storylines to newer fans, so you don't have to repeat the same thing over and over on commentary, or you have to rely on commentary. Because I think AEW's commentary has really, not on purpose, but really shit or poo-pooed on storylines by just not putting it over.
Not putting them over. Yeah.
Like
Like
Rusev.
it seems like they don't know about the stories sometimes. Except Excalibur is money.
Yeah. But when it comes to New Japan Stardom, great to see it happening. Hopefully we bounce back. I just want to see the King of Sports be the King of Sports. And Stardom, I think most people believe Stardom is the best females wrestling organization going today. A little shout out to TJPW. I think they're a lot closer than people give them credit to. But overall, and on this, the IWGP Championship, in my eyes, will never beat the TJPW or Stardom titles.
Agreed.
That's-
Agreed.
So, yeah.
The only promotion I think that could have there was the window's gone, by the way, I'll say. But there was a window where I genuinely think TNA Impact, if they dropped to the men's rosters and went all in on their knockout division, they could have been a contender for top women's promotion.
Oh, yeah, they had a lot of great women come through Impact.
Yeah, I think they had a window where they could have become the go-to premier women's division, women's promotion for America, and one of the top in the world, and they just like fucked on it.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. All right, here we go, boys. Last one. Taking stock, buy or sell. Buy or sell what we're going on in pro wrestling. I'm going to be completely honest. This is the first time I didn't write anything. I'm just winging it, boys. We might have buy and sell like crazy. Normally I have a list. And I'm like, oh, look, this is going to be the clickbait one. All right, SidsLight, you're going to have to find out the clickbait on your own. I'll let you go first as my brain is slowly cooking. Buy or sell, what do you got?
I'm selling Timeless Tony Storm.
What?
If I have to watch another Silent movie vignette, I'm done.
What?
In ring, I love her. The promos, I love her. The silent movies, I burn them.
Burn them down to the ground.
I'm sorry, Tony. It hurts me to say this, Tony Storm, because I love you. I think you're the most talented woman in wrestling, arguably right now. But those vignettes are not. I'm not into it. I say that as someone last week who was buying Tony Storm, Timeless Tony Storm,
So
and
much
all
has
into the
changed.
gimmick. But those stupid vignettes are not. I can't. I'm sorry. Burn them to the ground.
Wow. Here's the thing. You were very high on. That's. I guess we got our clickbait. Yeah, no, I don't enjoy. I think Toni Storm's one of the best females in AEW. I don't know about the world, but she has an argument, when she's in her prime. But Timeless Toni Storm is a bit rough.
As a complete package, I think she's undeniably in the top 10 in the world.
Yeah, 100%. But the Timeless Toni Storm thing is a bit rough. I know a lot of people love it. And yeah, I didn't see you selling it. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. No, fucking. All right, let's do positive.
My disappointment in the gimmick is as immeasurable as her booty.
Got it. All right, so while we're doing it, might as well stay on the women's. I'm going to buy Sheeta. I think Sheeta having the title is a good point. Right now, I do believe we like AEW, but AEW is a scrambled egg mess. Sheeta could be the girl that carries this company and help build other wrestlers. Go ahead.
I agree entirely. I think if you slot Sheeta into that Britt Baker position in terms of TV time and usage, so you know what I mean, where Britt Baker was basically guaranteed to have time.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a way different division. It puts it. Is it a great division that's going to get a lot of attention immediately? No, but it positions it closer toward how AEW started, which is work rate being at the top, pushing women who can work toward the top. I also don't think it would be a terrible idea to turn one of those women's titles into a work rate title.
Okay.
Or hear me out. Get rid of one of them since you have $1 billion ROH titles.
Yeah, definitely. Too many titles. Sell all the titles, but I think we've beat that horse to death.
Yeah.
Just sell titles. All of them.
I also am...
can I just add something? I just want to add something. I want you to be genuine. Would you rather have this many titles in pro wrestling, all companies, or 0? I think I'd rather have 0 at this point.
I would rather have 0.
Yeah.
They'd be forced to come up with storylines then to get me compelled. Beyond, he has shiny thing.
But I
want shiny thing.
I have shiny thing, but I want 2
or
shiny
sometimes
things.
My favorite motivation for the match, that is the entire selling story they use for the match, is I want to beat him so I can go to better show. If I go to better show, I'll be the best. But I got to beat him to get to the better show, because beating him's the requirement to be allowed to the better show. Buddy, I got news for you. You can lose that match and still get on that better show in another angle. That match doesn't matter. Also, I'm going to say it. I'm selling the belief that Mercedes Moné is going to show up in AEW beyond just popping up there until her New Japan contract's up. I don't think she'll actually sign with it unless they actually got the deal inked in beforehand and just held off on announcing it until she can debut and she's locked in. I think if she's not locked in by now, I don't think she's going to lock in with AEW. They've squandered their women's division too hard, and at the same time, you have Triple H being confirmed as the booker for WWE.
I'm trying to adjust my thing because I either look like Lurch or I look like a potato. I'm selling my chair. I'm selling my chair because if
don't blame the chair, that's genetic.
No. Look.
I blame your parents,
look,
but we can't find them.
Lurch or Potato Head. In the comments, which one do you like more, Lurch or Potato Head? For those listening on the podcast, when I put my chair just at one click up, I look like Lurch. If I bring it one click down, I look like Potato Head. If you had a choice, Raccoon, would you rather be Potato Head or Lurch?
I'd rather be Lurch than a Potato Head.
All right, Lurch it is.
Lurch had a job.
I'm sure Mr. Potato Head had some type of job.
No, he didn't.
I'm going to buy...
He's losing his pieces everywhere. He was useless.
I'm going to buy and sell Noah at the same time. I am going to buy Monday Magic. I enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing. I am selling Kojima dressed up as a mummy for the rest of my fucking life. There you go. If you know, you know. Check out Noah.
I'm buying a new wrestler who does a Mr. Potato Head gimmick that is a luchador masked wrestler that he just wears a plain brown mask with the Velcroed on mouth and eye parts, and people can pull him off on the match and slap him on other parts of his head.
Oh, I mean, if you do the whole body, you can maybe put his eyes on his tits.
Well, yeah, but then we'd be like, well, why don't you just pull his arms off?
No. Well, I mean, because they're attached to him.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. We can kayfabe the mouth coming off, but we can't kayfabe the arm coming off.
That's true. I was just picturing all brown.
Up for liability like that.
Well, then again, at the same time, they can't really pull it off. Anyway, indie wrestlers, luchadors.
I think
Mr.
you
Potato.
could pull a human arm off.
I mean, it would take a lot of effort.
It'd be really hard, but I definitely think you could.
I mean, I'm probably sure you could.
I think the key would be
you'd have to be really strong.
I think you'd have to take off your shoes.
Because breaking an arm takes a little bit of effort, but if you know what you're doing, you can break an arm pretty quickly. But ripping an arm off,
is that it's dislocating. It's going to be hard to break the muscle and all that,
and the skin.
But I think first you got to break the joint the rest of the way, and then I think you go to pulling. But I think you take off your shoes so that you can get like that arch of your foot right up against the rib cage for good leverage.
Got it.
And then you're pulling at like the wrist forearm area. And I think that's the best way.
I was going to joke and say we have a homework assignment, but please, no one rip off other people's arms.
I already figured out the math on it. We can do this.
Anyone want to volunteer to help Sid figure out if this is possible?
I'll go to Central Park and do it myself.
Like, excuse me, sir. Can I rip off your arm?
I don't have to ask. We're raccoons. What are they going to do?
I guess, yeah. Big raccoon. All right, so yeah. Any more buys or sells?
No.
I buy you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, or just sharing out the podcast wherever you do it. And, if you're watching this on another platform like Spotify, give us a check, give us a heart, give us a smile, give us a like. I don't know how you rate stuff. Give us 5 stars. I'm not really sure where you're listening to this podcast, but just, tickle the balls of the algorithm and do whatever it tells you to do.
You only did one buy or sell.
No, I did Noah, and then I did Sheeta.
Yeah, that's like it.
Should we add another one? I did the belts.
You hardly did. No, you just bitched about the belts. You didn't really.
I'm selling all belts.
It was no, that doesn't count. You need a real one. Come on. Normally you have a list. You gotta have.
I didn't have a list. I was winging it, man.
You gotta have a third one. I mean, the pressure's on now.
Listen. Let's recap.
Think about the third one. No.
Let's
recap.
The third one. I bought Sheeta.
Yeah, we've moved past.
All right. I bought Monday Magic.
You combined the Noah into one. Don't you dare.
I sold Kojima as a mummy.
That was a 2-parter. Don't you dare.
And
that was a 2-parter.
I sell all books. I'm going to
sell all books? You can't sell your own books as part of buy or sell.
All books. Sell all books.
Even if they were written by Dave Koco.
I meant belts, but I'll sell books too.
What would Captain Kawada say of you?
I'm going to sell the raccoon. I tell you that. I'm buying you a free sandwich if you meet me within 24 hours of listening to this podcast. I don't know what I was going.
All right, TKO Sam's getting a sandwich tomorrow.
No way. I gotta run. Gotta hide.
I'm sending this to TKO Sam on Twitter.
TKO Sam. All right. I am Koco Plays on YouTube. He's Tales from the Trash Can. I'm KocoSports on everything. He's SidsLight on everything.
Are you going to New Japan or a Noah thing tomorrow or hockey?
I'm going to hockey tomorrow. I'm going to Yokohama Grits.
You got lucky because we know the whole Noah roster listens to the podcast. You would have had to buy everyone a sandwich tomorrow.
All I know about Noah is
dodged.
like I just walk around Noah and like the wrestlers call me over and then like the security's like, you can't go there, and the wrestler's like, dude, shut up, he's Dave. Shut up.
What you don't know is behind your back, they think of you like, you know that meme like we trained him wrong on purpose?
Like who? Like trained me wrong?
Yeah, you know that old like kung fu comedy movie, Kung Pao Chicken, I think, where he's like, we trained him wrong on purpose.
I'm confused.
They're like that with you while you're walking around. It's like we let him talk about his booking that's bad on purpose.
Hell yeah. No, well, I'm still okay with me.
And then they call you over there. They're like, Dave, come here. What was the idea you had?
Be like, I'll fucking do 12 of those.
Like,
no.
Jake Lee's like, this Gaijin, he is no good booker.
That's not how Jake Lee talks at all. That's not how Jake Lee talks at all.
Eventually, I'm going to guess right, and it's going to be great, and then it'll be that wrestler's voice forever.
No. You're just going to get canceled. I sell your Asian accent. I sell it. It is horrible. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't know why. It's going to be what I use when I work there.
You don't have to have an accent.
You like to
You don't have to have an accent to work in Japan.
Well, I don't speak Japanese.
I don't either. You don't have to sell speaking Japanese. Wow, you think I speak Japanese? I don't.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Arigato. And with that, I am over. Hey, boom, 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 boom.